Hello. Welcome to CCLC. May I help you?
Good to see you,
Well,
son.
that's a very nice greeting. What's your name?
Lorraine Rice.
Good to meet you. What do you do here?
I'm working on a National Able Network program. It's a training program for seniors.
What does that mean, an ABLE program?
It means like they are trying to train the seniors to get back to work, to do some kind of, work later on if the training works out, and I try to do my...
So what kinds of things might they learn about?
well,
I mean, what would they be preparing themselves for? What kind of, would it be a job?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
what kind of job?
Part-time, like if you wanted to work part-time or, whatever hours that you could possibly do.
Does it have anything to do with what they used to do?
I do not know. I don't really know. I worked on this for about a year one time, and my husband and I he took kind of sick, so we both took the time off.
Okay.
And then we decided we wanted to come back, and I wanted to learn some computer skills.
Well, good for you.
And
So you're a student?
I'm the student.
Oh, I
in a
thought you
way.
were the teacher.
No, I would like, no. This is my husband, Wayne Rice.
Oh, the handsome one.
I'm the old man, yeah.
How you doing?
Fine.
Are you interested in learning about computers too?
No, I'm learning how to build a garden.
That's what I want to learn how to do.
Yeah. Oh, you'll have to come down and watch us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they got everything going on here, huh?
Everything you can think of going on here.
Unbelievable. And it's,
Deb Shields.
how you doing, Deb?
I'm good.
Good to meet you.
Glad to meet you.
Now, what's your position here?
I'm actually just a volunteer here.
Okay.
I'm in the Master Gardener program. And
Oh,
we
you're
do-
the master. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so we're here working on our community garden project, which we'd like to show you if you're
Let's go see it.
interested in Yeah. Well, first off, I want to show you, these are our light gardens. We had a class here in February as part of the Master Gardeners to build these light stands.
Yep.
And it's a simple design that the Master Gardeners in Hancock County came up with, and we adopted their design and gave a class here. And we had pretty good participation, and we built these stands in one day, and then we also gave some classes in how to start seeds, and as you can see, we've done pretty well.
What's your class size like?
In that particular class, we had 7 people participating, and so that's rather small class. But we, as Master Gardeners, we tend to give small classes, rather informal, and we do it. This facility is fabulous because I'm just looking around here. They have all kinds of classroom capability. And as Master Gardeners, we really try and take advantage of it. It's been a really nice mesh of the two organizations. Well, one thing I want to point out to you is we've got access from the parking lot down here. This is a separate parking area. And then we are in the process right now of building raised beds. And the concept in this particular garden is to make it an accessible garden, which means accessible to anybody. It's based on the dimensions from the People with Disabilities Act. So we want to make this a hard surface and raised beds so that a person that perhaps is in a wheelchair or a scooter or actually just is somewhat not able to get down into the normal garden can come here and garden in our raised beds.
Huh? Now, are you guys students or are you volunteers? Or what do you do out here?
We work under the National Able Network.
You do?
I do, and my wife does.
Yeah.
And we get a stipend for 25 hours a week.
Wow. Well, that's good.
And, so it doesn't bother our Social Security or anything.
Yeah, good for you. So, I mean, here you are. You're going to build these beds?
Yeah.
You done this kind of work before? Have you?
No.
What did you do? Are you retired or are you still working?
I'm retired auto body man.
Wow.
I've been building cars all
Wow.
my life.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I've been retired since '95.
Where did you do that?
In Pembroke
Okay.
for let's see, from 1970 until 95. Before that was in New Hampshire.
And what kind of cars did you work on mostly? Was it collision or was it restoration?
Collision and restoration. The last 10 years was restoration.
Not many people do that anymore.
No, I built my own car.
You mean like your own design?
Yeah, my own design.
Oh my God.
I took an old car, 67 Chevrolet, made it into a coupe. 4-door sedan, made it a coupe with a rumble seat. It belongs to our grandson now. We give it to him quite a while ago.
Terrific.
15
Wow.
years ago.
Cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
And what do you do, sir?
Just a visitor.
You're just a visitor?
Yeah,
Where are you visiting from?
Lubeck.
Oh, okay. I figured maybe you're from Baltimore with that Baltimore Orioles hat on.
Oh no,
No.
no,
Now, are you, you're just helping, is he a buddy of yours, or are you just,
no. They just ordered a cedar from me.
oh, you're still working.
Yeah,
You're not just a visitor, you're working. You're not one of the retired guys, you're working for a living.
yeah.
What's your job in Lubeck?
Well, I work in the woods and clamming and
Yeah?
wrinkling and
Good for you.
yeah.
How many people can you have out here doing this, though? You don't have that much.
Yeah, you're right. We're gonna, hopefully, ideally, we're gonna have people use up the space in no time at all. But as you can see here on this campus, there's a lot of room for expansion too.
The idea, though, is to teach them how to garden.
Exactly.
Not really to have the space to
Yep.
fill their pantry full of vegetables for the winter. I
Exactly.
mean, there's not that much room.
There isn't,
There's
but
plenty of room out near their homes.
But you would, yeah, you'd expect that in this area that people would have their own garden spaces that they could develop at their own home sites. But what we're doing here basically is more teaching and demonstration. And we'll just kind of see how it all develops. But we're using organic gardening techniques here.
Excellent.
So what we did last year when they opened up this garden space, it was all crabgrass, and it still has a lot of that in the garden. So in the very first year, we decided not to worry too very much about growing crops last year. We concentrated on building up the soil. So
I see.
tilled it and added the recommended fertilizer based on the it's the University of Maine Cooperative Extension. Their soil test was the very first step that we did. So we found out what the soil needed, and we applied lime and other organic fertilizers, and then we did what's called green manure crops, which is we planted buckwheat and tilled it under and planted it again and tilled it again. Did that about 3 times.
What was this, last year?
Last year. So what we were doing is building up the organic matter in the soil, making what's called friable, so it's very loose. And then this year it's in much better condition. We're not going to be fighting that crabgrass that we would have last year.
So if I want to have an organic garden, would I be able to still grow vegetables this year?
Yes, and if you did it in a raised bed, where you started out with soil that maybe you brought in, around here we have access to, if you can find organic composted cow manure, and you can get that in bag form. Sometimes you can get it in a truckload, and you'd fill up a raised bed with that, and you're good
I see.
to go.
That's why you do raised beds, huh?
Sure,
And
that's
then the following year you can pull the beds out.
You could,
But
you
no,
could.
it's not necessary, huh?
Raised beds are a great way to go.
Interesting.
Your soil is going to stay warmer.
Right.
It's going to warm up faster in the spring.
Yeah.
It's in some ways it's holding moisture better,
Yeah.
and you're going to. It's easier to plant.
Yeah.
So there's
That
a lot of
makes a lot of
advantages.
sense.
Yeah, and you don't have to
Now,
fight
how
weeds as
high do
much.
these need to be? These
Well,
raised?
we're doing them a little higher than most because these are going to be actually wheelchair accessible. We
Right.
call this an accessible garden because we don't want to restrict it to just
I
that.
understand.
But 24 to 36 inches. What's comfortable work height.